As with all omnibus bills, even if I don't support the bill, there are usually some good provisions in there, and that is the case with this bill. And I thought I would rise to point out that I have a couple of bills in this omnibus bill. One of the bills establishes requirements for video security cameras in child care centers in public and shared areas, and at least one video security camera in each room designated for infants and toddlers. And Mr. President, my bill derives from incident in Blaine, where I live, at a daycare center, where there were a couple of employees who were abusing helpless infants, of multiple children, multiple sets of parents, including one of my state representatives. And the bill also requires retention of that data for 28 days, which is also really important. And I think that this bill will help save many infants from that fate, and it will help deter this kind of abuse of infants and also help prosecution of the monsters that do this in the event they still do it. And so I think this is a really important provision that I'm glad to see in the bill. And related to that, Mr. President, is another one of my bills that provides for education for all hospitals and birth centers to provide to parents of newborns with written materials to educate parents on how to recognize signs of physical abuse with their infants and to report the suspected abuse when they see it. And that goes hand in hand with the other bill. Sometimes new parents aren't quite sure. They think they can't possibly be abused, and they may brush it off to other things. They're not, because they don't know exactly what to look for. And in this case, early reporting of this abuse may have saved abuse in subsequent cases. So to educate parents to recognize abuse of their infant, I think will also save many infants in this state from that same fate. So I'm glad to see that those provisions are in this bill. Mr. President, though, I still cannot support this omnibus bill overall. There's just too many problems with this omnibus bill, and I just want my constituents to know that I support those two provisions, and I don't enjoy having to cast a vote against my own bills, but that's just the way that this state operates in its abuse of omnibus bills. And so I can't support the bill due to the shifts of almost $700 million over the next 4 years and taxes, fees, and assessments onto our healthcare system, which is already struggling to maintain its accessibility and affordability. And I can't support the fact that there's various fee increases totaling over $90 million over the next 4 years, given the state where we came from an $18 billion surplus to facing a $6 billion deficit, the tax increases over the last few years. I simply cannot support those provisions, and I cannot support this bill, this omnibus bill overall, but I wanted to rise in support of the two bills that I have in this, and thank you, Mr. President.